6 or 7 years ago, we were racing RC cars at a local track here in Barrie.
I've always dreamed like, oh man, someday I could be out there.
Me and him are both in the Rookie of the Year running, and he's ahead of me right now, but hopefully I can cut it down. It's just pretty much been a dream to race.
Theater's rough too, but this is rough. People can die.
Just went sideways, and then I barrel rolled 3 times over turn 1 and 2.
No deals, no bump and run, no blocking. It's just pure hard-nosed racing.
I've had like a whole career in one season.
It's a rush. It's a big rush, and you're passing cars like that. That's what you race for.
All right, everybody, practice is over. Here they come, green flag. He's got to keep the 50 behind him.
Thunder Road, Barrie, Central Vermont have always been race country. From the day they threw the gates open in 1960 to today. There are no race fans anywhere in the world that are more rabid about their stock car racing than they are right here in Central Vermont.
On a warm summer evening in June, race fans, drivers, and their crews converge at Thunder Road Speed Bowl in Barrie, Vermont.
Next week, Dave Hurricane and Jewel from the WEC morning team. Ladies and gentlemen, flashing back to his street stock days, Justin St. Louis found a way to stick up the show.
Among the drivers are 3 rookies entered in the street stock division. The oldest is 21 and the youngest just 17.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, they love parks, racetracks, state fairs, and the Atlanta and Baltimore auto shows. That's here post time, 7 o'clock, next Thursday for Casella night here at the Nation side of the site. And I think a lot of folks have seen them on television. They really do. So I like those X-rated games. Here we go next week.
Since childhood, these young men have watched their heroes battle it out on Thunder Road's quarter-mile asphalt track. Tonight, they'll join them as peers.
There's a lot of those people up there that really think you're the heroes. That's what this sport was built on. And for many people who know that they're not going to get to New Hampshire, they're never going to get close to those guys they see on Sunday, you're it. When I was a kid, it was Ted Williams. And for a lot of these people, you're the Ted Williams of today for them. Now, that may sound foolish to you, but I'm telling you, that's the way it is.
A smart rookie spends 6 weeks getting the hell out of the way, especially in that street division, because there are just so many cars out there and they're so competitive.
It's always been my dream to do, and I came to the races all the time. I've been going ever since I was a little kid. My dad got me involved with it. It was way back when I was like 3. He used to work on a lot of cars.
As a kid, my father took me all the time, and just, you know, we used to go 3 times a week to the races. I actually got back involved because my cousin was married to a race car driver, so we would go up to the track and support, you know, sit in the stands and watch him race. And once we got back involved, the bug gets you and you start going back.
For Nick Sweet, an 18-year-old rookie from Barrie, stock car racing is a family tradition.
Prepping a car is definitely, it's one of the most important things. You wouldn't think of it as in the stands, you just think they're racing, but The prepping the car, that's really when you win the races right there.
Bunch of rookies in this one. Nick Sweet in the 50 and the 24 of Eric Johnson. First one gets set to go with their low handicap dash of the evening. Here we go.
In just his 4th outing of the season, Nick shows he can run with the veterans. Slicing smoothly through traffic, he takes his number 50 Ford from a 14th place start to a 2nd place finish.
Started out back, I think it was 14th, and we finished 2nd. Wasn't a bad run. The car was a little loose, but it felt real good. It's a rush. It's a big rush, and you're passing cars like that. That's what you race for.
If you don't like car racing, you come to Thunder Road, you won't be bored. It's just dangerous. It's loud. Smells. It's entertainment. That's what it is. The drivers are the actors, you know, and the crew people are the backstage people, and Tom Curley's the ringmaster. Squire's the CEO, or the producer, Ringling, Barnum Bailey. But that's what it is. It's showbiz, and it is the best showbiz in Vermont.
I think the biggest mistake is that it looks easy. That's just not the way it is. It's not reality. You have to really pay your dues as a rookie in that division. You've got to go out and understand that you're going to get wrecked, and that other people are going to get frustrated by your mistakes, and they're going to shove you out of the way. And what you have to do is learn from that.
My friend Keith, we go way back from graded school. We used to go to school together and just hang out. We've always had the dream to race. We used to race radio-controlled cars together. And look at us now, we're racing big things now.
We met like 6 or 7 years ago. We were racing RC cars at a local track here in Barrie. We just pitted next to each other and we became best of friends. At the end of last year, I bought Kerry Henry's old car, and then Nick helped me out on that.
He wasn't even sure he was going to race. He actually wanted to sell it before he started racing because he was thinking, am I going to lose a ton of money in this?
For Keith Fortier, 17 years old and Nick Sweet's best friend, the first step toward victory lane was convincing his parents to let him race.
I could just see that he was getting more and more excited about cars, and then he was saying he wanted to go to automotive technology school somewhere, and and then this whole Thunder Road, and he's like, I got a chance to buy a car. And
I told Marie, I says, Marie, you and I, we can control it. If he's failing in school, we can pull the car. And if we don't, he turns 18, he's gonna do it.
I wasn't for the idea just because I kind of grew up at Thunder Road. I was there every Thursday, and you always go just to see who can smash a car. I don't want my son to be exposed to possibly killing himself.
All safety crews to your positions, please. Get ready to go.
Your post time 7 o'clock next Thursday.
Enthusiastic but inexperienced, Keith finds out the hard way that the Rookies Road is a tough one to ride.
Get used to it because that's what it's like, and it doesn't change no matter what level you're at the sport. One week you're dancing on the roof of your race car because you've just won the feature, and the next week you're sitting on the roof of your race car upside down. That's the wonderful thing about this sport, that there are no New York Yankees in racing.
Thunder Road wouldn't be what it is today without these early pioneers.
The Ingerson brothers from North Haverhill, New Hampshire. There were 3 of them that ran regularly. There was actually 4. We put out a wanted poster on those 3, and I'll be a son of a gun. They ran 1st, 2nd, or 3rd in the feature right after that.
Tony Coluccio, the Big O, which is a very unique car. It's a Hudson. You ask people what a Hudson is today, and they think it's a racetrack in New Hampshire. Harold Hannaford, he was a 64 65 Thunder Road champion. Holds the dubious honor of being the first Milk Bowl winner. Henry Montandon, very unique character, hell of a driver. And the car now, that's another car that's been restored. Bootsy's 93, which was a buried car, and that was driven by Tony Coluccio. Tom Tiller, the Kentucky Colonel, and one of the founders of Thunder Road, Russ Ingerson, and that's Don Bovat, Ed Pelletier car. The guys that built Thunder Road, the early race car drivers, and the early fans. I can see second generation families that sit in the same spots that I used to remember their parents bringing them as kids. Now they bring their kids and sit in the same spot.
It's just part of what people have done for 40 years, like no place else in the country. It's what you do on Thursday nights in Central Vermont. It's what you do. You go to the bank at the bank teller, and when you put your deposit in, see you tonight. You can walk in the grocery store and you'll be in line and you'll hear somebody say, oh, Thursday, well, it's Thunder Road tonight. I don't know of any other track that I've seen that continues to be able to go through its ups and downs and always seems to bounce on top. And I think it's a lot of what that resilience of the granite worker is. You go in those granite sheds back 40, 50 years ago, that's tough work. And they're tough guys, and they go to high school, and to be a high school hero was pretty important. You know, no matter how hard times get, no matter how hard the sheds close down in Royalton, or the sheds close down in Bethel, okay, there's still, you bounce back from that. And I think that's basically what's happened with Thunder Road. And people like that.
It's nice to have national heroes like a Bill Elliott, or a Tony Stewart, or a Dale Earnhardt Jr. But it's nicer to have local heroes that you can look up to and regard. They can be your next door neighbor, but on a Thursday night they become something special.
Well, I got started out by NASCAR pretty much. I just watched that all the time. I've been here my whole life. My dad used to take me when I was little to this track, and it's just pretty much been a dream to race.
For 21-year-old Alex Perkins of nearby Chelsea, Vermont, just getting to the track proved a serious challenge.
Midway through the season of last year, I finally decided that it was time for me to get a car.
Working for months alongside his father, Eddie, Alex struggled to get his car ready for the track.
I thought it was going to be easy, you know, you talk about you just put a motor in it, put a transmission in it, and go, but we ended up buying a bunch of stuff and trying to put it all back together, and stuff wouldn't fit right. I mean, the fenders wouldn't bolt up right because we had different years and stuff. We had to cob some stuff together. We had a motor that we didn't have built. It was just a stock motor, and it lasted one race and it blew up on us. I say if it's not broke, don't fix it, but my father doesn't like that. My dad likes to improve on everything. Even if my car is running real good, he likes to try to make it better, which is all right by me, but sometimes it doesn't work. There's always those days where you don't really feel like working on it, but you know you have to, and we get through it. Well, my goal for this year is to win a race. At least get a trophy. I'd like to get a trophy. That'd be good.
This is about who makes the mistake. It's all it is. You run like that, it's thrilling for the crowd, and somebody's going to make a mistake. If this guy twitches, you pick up a half a car. Not easy. If it was easy, I'd be doing it instead of doing that. Makes you great drivers, which is what I thought this was all about.
For the first month of the season, Nick and Alex fight it out for the lead in the rookie points race.
Second. Oh, look out! Oh, they're headed for the ticket booth! Alex Perkins in the 26 off the top. They're going to go back and get that goofy guy in the shorts off the top of turn one back over in his. We didn't get to see Alex Perkins flipping, but by virtue of the in-car microphone, I believe we can play it back here. Hold on.
Rookies rarely get off to such a good start, but by early July, Nick has broken into the top 10.
I am racing for points, but you just try not to think about it while you're racing. You just go for what you can get.
On autograph night, the rookies get their first taste of life as hometown heroes.
I'd still like to get the number of the guy that
and the influence that drivers have, whether they know it or not, is huge on some younger fans. That was one of the first things that really set me back, was when the mother had come up and said, can you sign an autograph for me? You're my son's, you're his hero. And I thought, no, I can't be his hero. That's Dave Dion, or that's Robbie Crouch, or that's, the Ronnie Marvins, that's the Chet Woods, or that's one of them. I'm not his hero.
Ken wakes up in the middle of the night thinking of things like the Porta Potty Grand Prix. I mean, that is one of his favorite things in the world is the Porta Potty race, and he just loves that stuff.
Ken is in the Daytona Hall of Fame racing. How many short track racers can go to a short track in Iowa and say that the guy who owns the track, developed the in-car camera? You know what I mean?
It was his idea to put the Daytona 500 on TV. He was with CBS at the time, and he begged them to do it. That's what started the whole phenomenon of NASCAR Winston Cup racing. He understands what we're doing.
You look at the rookies this year in the street stock division, and they've pretty much done that. They've paid their dues, they've stayed out of the way, they've learned what they're doing, and now that they've got a little confidence and they've figured the deal out, they're starting to race a little.
Keith Fortier and his battered 15 car have limped through the early season, but finally his perseverance pays off.
Keith Fortier with another great run. That car looks terrific.
Yeah, thanks. I thought I had something for him on the outside. on the last lap or 2 laps to go, but I figured I haven't finished too many races this year, so I just pull back and settle for second. On like the second lap, I saw an opening down low, so I took it. I just rode there for about 20 laps, and it was over.
Are you shaking your hand?
It was great. I mean, just to be able to finish a race was nice, because I've only finished, this is I think my 3rd finish this year. I'll take second any day over finishing last or sitting in the infield watching the rest of the race.
Here we go. Green flag.
Alex Perkins, driving number 26, has also begun to figure out the race game.
Round of applause to Alex Perkins, 3rd, 2nd place. Jamie Rabbit in your winner for his career win for Blue Long Champion, car number 3.
Pretty scared in the beginning because I didn't think my car was handling very good. But about halfway through, it started coming into it, and we ended up taking 3rd. I just feel like I know what I'm doing now. I think I figured it out.
How important it is to get a trophy? I don't really know. I'd like to get one, but the trophies will come. You just got to be patient.
So if you've had a crappy start, you can really take the blackboard and wipe it off and start all over again. And you can get yourself a huge boost if you have a good night tonight.
Just want to finish, and if I get a decent finish, that's always a plus. Just finishing is fun.
Nick Sweet has yet to bring home a trophy, but the mid-season championship offers him a great incentive. The 2-segment 50-lap race awards double points to the winner. In leg 1, Nick sweeps past the field to a first-place finish.
Just ran my line and got what I could take, and I ended up on top. Oh, it was an awesome feeling. You got that feeling in your stomach, like I did it finally. I finally did it.
I was just out there riding around, keeping up with everybody, and got a decent 5th-place finish, so I'm really happy going to the next segment.
We'll have to be patient and just get what we can take.
Keith Fortier's 5th-place finish sets up a duel between friends for the overall championship. So far, Nick has avoided trouble, but at a critical moment it finally catches up with him.
Tied for the win, the 15 of Keith Fortier, the 45 of Eddie Companion. Best finish in round 2 goes to Fortier in the 15, so he'll take the win.
So I really got to thank Nick Sweet and his dad Shane. They've helped me out tremendous this year. If it wasn't for them, I probably would be running this car.
Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause if you will, Keith Fortier. Runner by virtue of tiebreaker. Round of applause, Willie.
Keith's triumph is short-lived.
He looked sad, and I'm like, what's wrong? And he says, well, Daddy didn't call and tell you. And I said, no. He said, they disqualified me.
His infraction was on the cylinder head of the motor, and they had shaved millimeters off. Like a lot of guys who get caught like that, pretty much a victim of their motor builder.
We thought he was legal all the way. We didn't know anything about it. We just bought the car, and the motor and everything has been legal since Kerry had it.
We look into it, we find the part.
So Mr. Curley was pretty good about it. Instead of taking all his points away, he was really good to him. You know, he told him, all right, well, go see your engine builder and tell him what happened and see what he'll do. And his engine builder wouldn't do a damn thing about it.
After I got disqualified, I figured, what's the point of even racing? I felt so down about myself.
The next day, he came back with a better, better perspective. We had a junk motor sitting around. We put it, got him to put it together, and he's back here this week. So
when I came back the first night, there was just everybody was staring at me, like, wow, he's back. Who cares about them? I'm just here for myself. I'm not here to please anybody else.
I talked to Keith last night a little bit, and I said, Keith, the thing is, and you were in the same motor all season long, and you weren't out there racing and getting that fast, but the last couple of weeks you've gotten fast, and it isn't because of the motor. It's just you've started to learn how to drive the track and get the car to handle better. Before, when he was finishing dead last, he still had the same engine in the car.
Deep down inside, I still know that I won that race. And I don't think it was anything to do with the motor.
For Tom Curley, enforcing the rules is just one aspect of keeping Thunder Road running smoothly.
I'll make those decisions. So none of these officials have to make that kind of decision. Because I'll tell you, it sucks. Throwing a kid in a street stock out who bought the car from somebody that had a pair of shaved heads and he knows nothing about it is a lousy part of the job, whether you believe it or not.
Tom Curley is the workhorse of the dynamic duo. He's like the grand puppeteer. He's working his magic up in the control booth.
His business savvy and his knowledge of the inner workings of the sport, the technical ends of the sport, where the motor rules need to be in 5 years, where the tire rules need to be.
If you look at this shock right at the top, there's an adjustment valve in there. And you can sit there and come in and you can make your adjustments on the shock. Clearly illegal under our rules.
The toughest job there is to manage not one team or two teams against each other, but as many as 30 or 40 in a division. He really does like the people, but he can set all of that aside and function as a referee with numbers only.
Whether I'm right or wrong, what I saw, which is really all that matters, what I saw was somebody getting run out of the racetrack into the wall.
And somehow keeping that balance between being part of them and at the same time when the flag drops being able to step away. Now that's a very difficult balance, but it is the basis for the success of Thunder Road.
The great racers that we produce have an incredible skill of knowing when they can stop being patient. You have to understand that concept, that timing and patience until a certain part of the race allows you to kick it in. But somewhere in every one of your lives tonight, there's going to come a time when it's going to be there. And sometimes it just never comes. And when you get that, you're on your way to the start of being a great racer. And if you don't get it, you're going to be a ham and egger all your life.
Ready to rock for the Crunch Bunch 20-lap main event, final event of the night. Here we go, Dale Roy.
Nick Sweet has been patient, maybe too much so. But on a hot night in August, he gets another shot at victory lane.
James Ellers in the 21, 41, Kevin Obie, Dale Roy down low in the 5, then Super Joe. Well, the 41 around, Kevin Obie gets turned. Halfway done next time by. Super Joe in the 75, your leader, Jamie Rabideau now up to second. James Ellers third, Nick Sweet on the move in the 50. Sweet in the 50 on the charge again, he'll go for third on the outside. Jamie Rabideau by 1.5 feet, your leader. Super Joe trying to hang with him, and here comes Nick Sweet. Sweet in the 50 is there now. Nick Sweet looking 3 wide for the lead. No, he backs out of it. Smart move by the rookie in turn 3. 2 to go now, 2 to go. Rabideau on the inside. Fecto on the outside. Nick Sweet looking for leftovers in third. Here they come to the white flag. Oh, they threw The leaders threw it away in turn 4, and young Nick Sweet was there to pick up the pieces.
All right, we got a trophy for you. Round of applause, if you will. Nick Sweet, winner of the Cocktail Quarter Body Windshield Roll.
Got lucky the two leaders took each other out, and it was history after that. It's a relief, actually. You feel good. Feel real good.
I think when you strap in, everybody understands that there's a certain element of danger in that thing.
Keith Fortier off the top of 2. The report from back there is he was upside down twice.
It's a rough business. This is rough. This is a circus, you know. This is rough. People can die doing it regularly.
I was sitting in turn 4, and I stood right up. I was the only one in the stands who did that. I was just so nervous. So I was standing there, and I was waiting for him to come up on turn 1 and 2, and he never did. And the ambulances went over, and I started to shake. And I went down to the pits to see if I could get in, and they said, well, no, you know, you don't have a pit pass, so you can't get in. You know, and that was all very frustrating. You know, that was our son.
All I really remember is going into turn 1 and
He offered some.
just went sideways, and then I barrel rolled 3 times over turn 1 and 2. I'm fine. I'm just a little tired and a headache, but I'll probably feel worse tomorrow.
20 laps. The distance out of turn 4. Green flag. 17.
Keith quickly puts the rollover behind him and steps into the spotlight once more, along with fellow rookie Alex Perkins.
2 laps to go, and they come back. Roy Blakely gets the jump in turn 2. Down to the back straightaway into 3 and 4 now. Blakely in the 30 with the lead. Then it's the 26 of Perkins, and here comes Keith Fortier on the inside. Keith Fortier, car number 15 from Perry Vermont, rookie driver now. Battling for a second spot on the inside. Fortier downstairs. The 26 with Alex Perkins up high out of turn 4. Perkins in the position.
After one last visit to Victory Lane, Keith ends his season early. He'll leave his hometown for Mooresville, North Carolina. There, he'll study race car mechanics at the NASCAR Institute.
I'll definitely be back at Thunder Road, but racing, I'm not sure. I feel I had a lot more fun just working on them instead of driving them.
Having a blast up there with him. Watching him go around the track, and when he won and came in second and third, that was the best part.
I'll always know that he's here so I can come home anytime I want, so it's not too bad.
I don't know, every time I've been up to Thunder Road for the last, 5-10 years, we've been together up there all the time, so. I mean, I've been going to all the races together, so I don't know, I don't think I could. I guess I can't go by myself up there.
With the season almost over, Alex Perkins considers his first year at Thunder Road and looks toward the future.
Well, the biggest challenges for us would be trying to be competitive. Not one of the cars that start up front every week and always end in the back. That's not what we wanted. I think we did that. I think we've accomplished that. We were pretty competitive all year. There's still, you know, cars that are faster than us, but I think we were right up there with them. I have a new car now, so I plan to run the new car for next year. I'm going to put my motor in it, and I hope it works. That's my winter goal, is just to work on that car.
At the end of September comes the Milk Bowl, the last and biggest race of the year. For Nick Sweet, it's one last shot at the big time.
You just gotta be patient and get what you can take, I guess, but I'm gonna avoid as many wrecks as I can, put it that way. My shot at the track championship, it's all right, but I'm just happy to be here, and we've got Rookie of the Year, so I'm happy to at least get that. So we'll just go on from there, and maybe we even have a chance. Who knows?
In the first leg of the race, Nick starts 16th and finishes 3rd. To win the Milk Bowl, Nick must accomplish one simple task: beat car number 46 to the finish line. The driver of the 46, Aaron Maynard, has another outcome in mind. In 5 years of racing, Maynard has never won a Thunder Road feature.
Aaron Maynard with a win and about a 10th right now. But here comes the 50. Nick Sweet in the 50. Needs to finish in front of Maynard. They're 3 wide for the lead. They're 3 wide for 4th. And for the overall, the 46 and the 50 are nose to tail. The battle now is for the overall. Aaron Maynard, he's got to keep the 50 behind him. Sweet in the 50 needs to pass the 46 of Maynard to win it all right now. 46 Aaron Maynard. Nick Sweet in the 50 going to the outside, pulls up on him. Maynard throws the block. Nick Sweet now to the outside lane. This is for the Milk Bowl. Sweet in the 50 on the outside has it. Trapped in the box, can't do a thing about it. Sweet takes over. The rookie Nick Sweet now in the driver's seat in car number 50. For the Milk Bowl Championship, it's the 50 of Nick Sweet right now. Two to go. Maynard trying to fight back on the outside. Sweet in the 50. That's the battle for the Milk Bowl. Here they come. White flag is out there even at the line. Final time out of turn 4. Nate Spaulding in the 07. Tommy Thunder 2nd. Potter is 3rd. Here they come for the Milk Bowl. It's going to be Aaron Maynard in the 46 by a nose. They're checking the scoring. Maynard is in it for the win. Thanks, Ken. You know, I've never won a race before. I've been racing this division for 5 years. I always said if I ever wanted to win a race, it was a Milk Bowl because it's a race you don't have to win to win. Just like I think my sponsors, Advanced Auto Parts, Chuck Surgery and Tackle, OutsideGroup.com, Heave Auto and Truck Repair, Quality Carpet Cleaning Services. All the fans for coming out. My brother for supporting me. Eddie, Nick, everybody, Mark Lauren, Justin, everybody.
As Aaron Maynard savors his first win, Nick Sweet ends one season and looks forward to another.
It was a lot of fun. I wish it wasn't over now. Boy, when I was out there I did though. That race felt like it took forever. There's a lot of wrecks and pretty scary out there actually. Oh, it's definitely frustrating when you know you had the car to win and...
Going back next year?
Oh, yeah.
The luck goes with it.
The overall point standings, I finished 2nd, 21 out of 1st. So as a rookie, that's pretty darn good. So there's just a lot of luck this season. Well, the winter's here now, I guess. We can start rebuilding it, and we'll be here again next year, next spring, and hopefully we're gonna have just as lucky of a season as we had this year.
It's just pure, hard-nosed racing. That's the way I think it ought to be. And maybe that's old-fashioned. But that's the way I want to quit.
Just kind of
a tough little racetrack, but it's fun once you get the hang of it getting around here.
What I like about Thunder Road is the high banks. Makes it so competitive and so exciting.
I've been coming here for probably 25 years.
What's the best thing about Thunder Road?
Going fast, the smell, the sound.
I've been coming for probably 40 years, and it's just so action-packed every week that hard to pick out one race.
Fans, they say there's the best in the country right here in Barrie, Vermont.
We know a lot of the people that sit with us, and even if you don't, people seem to be very friendly. And you know, they'll chat with you if you strike up a conversation. You don't get just friendly people, all around friendly atmosphere. Makes it nice.
Who's your favorite driver and why?
I don't have one. I just like it when they crash.
Cool.
When I see him heading into turn 4, let's see. My heart kind of races and I could almost vomit, if you'd like the truth.
It's not as easy as it looks, by far.
You could have a little like blind date / Thunder Road.
They call it love on the
Rusty
skids.
could take her to the pit.
Yeah, I'm single. I like to look at the broads. No, I gave a good dead spot after that, good cut point. You notice that?
This is my wife, Jenny. She's been my crew chief pretty much all the years I've raced. She does all the setups on the car. I don't know anything about it. I come in and tell her what the car is doing, and she fixes it, and it's great every week. So obviously she knows what she's doing.
Tell me, what's your name and where you're from?
Say it loud, buddy.
My name's Evan, and I live from Cambridge.
Yeah? How long have you been coming to Thunder Road?
Tell them it's your second time.
Second time.
And what do you like about it?
Whatever, fashion or driving.
And do you have a favorite driver here?
Yep, for the street stocks, I like Nick Sweet. He's a rookie. And for the late models, I like Tracy Belrose.
Actually, it happened so quickly, I didn't really know until I was airborne. I've never done this before, and I'm keeping my eyes open. I kept my eyes open for the first roll, and I shut them. I didn't like it. It's a little odd to get out of the race car on your roof and realize you're in the parking lot. When I was in the hospital, I was laying there. They put me in my own room, and they sort of forgot about me, and I'm thinking, I need to get back to the track. My guys are gonna have the car fixed. I gotta go racing. So I unstrapped everything, my neck brace, everything. I unstrapped, and I was sitting in the bed when the nurse walked in. And she looked at me and she said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I gotta go back to the racetrack." She says, "No, you're not." I said, "Yes, I am." She says, "We're gonna do an x-ray on your spine." I said, "No, you're not." She made me sign a release, and I left.